the most under-talked about top 5 pick in the history of the NFL, Mason Graham. At rookie camp, Mason Graham said he weighed in at 305. Yesterday, he told Andrew Siciliano he's down to 292. It's a lot lighter. G. Bush, you played defensive tackle. I'm curious, in your mind, is 292 too light? Is 305 too heavy? Is there an ideal playing weight for a defensive tackle with Mason Graham's size, or is that something he's not going to know until he actually tries out a few different varying weights to figure what his body responds to best at the highest of levels?
Well, everybody has there's a fluctuating weight. Like, I've played anywhere from 265 all the way up to 305, depending on what you want to do, depending on whether or not you run a 3-4 or a 4-3, or if you are a guy that plays a traditional nose tackle position who is trying to keep linebackers free and clean. You need to be a little more heavy to take up those double teams and eat guards up, so to speak. But when Jim Schwartz in his defense is all about, hey, we upfield. We don't play to run, and we don't hold guys. We're not holding nobody up. The linebackers will figure it out. They clean up afterwards. But for us, we cause havoc. We'll worry about where the football is on the way to the quarterback. So to be that explosive and it was two different systems in Michigan. Michigan was very much a system where, we keep linebackers clean, and you definitely have to take up some double teams as guards. But where he excelled the most, if you look at his film, was his side-to-side lateral mobility and able to make a quick move and get upfield and penetrate and do things like that. He has a nice arm over move in a run game. I think he'll be more quicker. I think he'll be more explosive when you do play at 292. And by the way, they're probably going to use him in a way in which they do have Briggs. They do have Malik. What's the name?
Collins.
Malik Collins. They got guys who are going to be rotating in on certain downs and distance. But for them, their best package is going to be, I got Mike Hall in a 3 technique. I got Mason Graham and maybe a 2-eye or 1 technique. I got Myles Garrett maybe standing up somewhere. And I got Alex Wright or Isaiah McGuire or some of the other ends that they got. Mm-hmm. So now they just picked up the kid from Tampa Bay, who used to be a first-round pick.
JTS.
Yeah, so they're going to have some guys that they're going to put out there, and that's going to be, the goal for them is to get to the nickel. So if we can stop the run on the first down and we can stuff you, now we can get to where we want to put our package in to really start moving up. So I think Jim Schwartz told him to lose the weight, because if you remember, he was kind of gassed during rookie camp. And Jim Schwartz demands a lot out of you in terms of the pass rush. And you want to be in shape, because the worst thing as a defensive lineman is you don't want to be like, yo, you got a base package with the number ones, and then you got the nickel package with the number ones. Yep. And you don't want to not be on the nickel package. That's where you get the money from. I don't care nothing about base. You don't get paid for tackles. You get paid for sacks. So I think that's where he's going to get his most work.
Do you lose weight during the season? I know from covering the NBA, guys lost weight as the season went on.
I gained weight during the season.
Really?
So there's 2 different tracks. I used to go to the trainer because my pants was too tight. And they're like, bro, because you don't remember, like, during camp, you're playing and it's hot and you lose a lot of weight. But when that season start getting around,
you're not practicing.
You ain't practicing as much. We ain't going full go. Now I'm doing weights, and it's like, yeah, and then
you're still eating the same.
And you eating good. You're eating tremendously good. And so I'm like, man, I feel like my game pants ain't fitting the right way. They said, bro, you been eating all that. They take you to the movies. They take you to get what you want. You eating all. That's why it's important. Like, even you watch Patrick Mahomes, like in that quarterback thing, Patrick Mahomes being there really running hard during the season. So I don't know if Mason Graham is a guy that can easily put on weight or easily gain weight. There are some people who, like Joe Thomas talks about, Joe Thomas had to physically put himself in a position where he had to eat that much to stay that weight. He said naturally that's not my weight.
Look at him now.
And look at him now. So there's some people who lose weight, some people gain weight. He might be a person that loses weight, but I do believe that it'll serve him better to be more quick.
I think this kind of question is one where we can't answer. He has to answer. I'm not sure what he played at Michigan. It is interesting, you know, it wasn't a knock coming out, but he was known as a run stuffer at Michigan, right? Like that was his primary, arguably the best run stuffer in football, in college football. His pass rush saw potential, but there wasn't the production to match it. And maybe slimming down a bit unlocked some of that pass rush potential. I looked up some other notable defensive tackle measurements to kind of gauge, is 290 on the lighter side? Is that on the heavier side? Well, one, Aaron Donald comes to mind, and this is Mason Graham's current listing with some of the other top defensive tackles in football now and some of the other top 5 picks in football from where we've compared him to in the past. But you see Aaron Donald, he's the outlier, right? Aaron Donald was the freakiest of freak athletes, which allowed him to play at 285. He also may be the strongest 285 ever, right? Like some dudes at 285 are stronger than other dudes at 320. He was the outlier. You can see Quinnen Williams, 6'3", 305. Chris Jones, 6'6", 300 pounds. Jalen Carter, 6'3", 315. Jeffrey Simmons, who thrived in Jim Schwartz's system, 6'3", 305. Dexter Lawrence is an outlier in his own right because he's lightning quick at 340. And Ndamukong Suh, another top 5 pick, was 6'4", 315. So it's on the lighter side. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing yet. And he's also, 22 years old? Like, his body is not...
He'll still grow.
Yeah. In
one way or the other.
You're right.
Yeah, so...
And he'll figure it out. He'll figure out what... You know, I think it's an inexact science, but after you get more information, like I realized...
You can tweak it to yourself.
Yeah, like I realized that the best weight I should probably be at is around 272.
Have you ever heard the Pat Riley Shaq story when Shaq got traded to Miami?
Yep.
Jason, are you familiar with this?
I don't know. Tell me.
So Miami has this rigorous fitness test.
Yeah, crazy.
You have to be certain body fat. You have to be...
I heard it's like under 5%.
For guards and bigs, it's a little different. But yeah, like complete, they are...
I'm out.
I'm cool. Me and Jason can't play.
Absolutely maniacal about it. And when Shaq got there, they obviously made that big deal for Shaq. Shaq was at I don't remember the exact numbers, but let's say for bigs it had to be 8% body fat. Shaq was at 16. And they're like, all right, Shaq, you got to meet this. And Shaq cut down to 11 or 12, got down to 9. He never got to the number, got close though. Mm-hmm. He started getting all these tweaks and all these injuries. Just minor stuff, nothing serious. And he went to Pat Riley and said, Pat, I understand what you're trying to do. I understand the goal you're trying to accomplish. My body does not function at the way it has to function for me to be the dominant player you traded for at this weight.
Yep.
I need some, and he used the word blubber. Shaq told the story, and I'm taking out the curse words. It's like, I need that blubber to be able to absorb the hits and not get these elbow bruises and contusions. And to this day, to my knowledge, and I still know some people in the Miami organization, and I asked them probably last year, has anyone? Nope, no one. Was the only guy that Pat Riley was like, okay, it's not 8, you get to be 12.
Wow.
You get to pick the number where it ain't 16.
Right.
Yeah.
You wasn't in shape that we needed you to be in shape, not in that sense.
Yeah.
But it's not going to be this size fits all. He got the exception, and I think that is applicable to football too.
Yeah.
You don't have to be 6'4", 315 to be an effective defensive tackle, and not everyone can thrive at 285 like Aaron Donald.
It's wild because go back and watch. There was Myles Garrett did his training video last year. And you just go see how maniacal it was. And he said he linked up with LeBron and told him, hey, what we going? And this dude be counting hours of sleep, minutes. The meals got to be on time so quick where it's like, nah, the lady comes over and delivers it and I eat it within this amount of, it's just, it go like Tom Brady. He like, bro, I ain't had no sugar and 20 plus, I mean, some of the way, but you know what I will say? It worked. Because I saw Myles Garrett in an accident that would have had me, I'd have been with the Lord right now. I'd have been with the Lord right now, all these soft little muscles. I ain't got nothing in my lower body. I'd have been out, but this dude played the rest of the season.
Yep.
I ain't never seen nothing like that, bro. The program works. So, yeah. There's levels to it, and then you got to watch yourself because people say, I'm going to work out with Myles Garrett. No, Sometimes you don't want to work out with no people because I don't want to do the workout. I don't want to do McNuggets workout. I seen him down there doing prayer abs like this with the weights on it. I'm not doing the prayer abs. I just want to do the shoulders. That's it.